So Khamzat tweeted out at Colby Covington next skull emoji. Now I believe the skull emoji means that there's gonna be a dead body in the octagon, and that body would be Colby Covington's. And it looks like there's been a rejection from the fans of this idea, and I'm seeing tweets like Paulo Costa made Khamzat Chimaev. He took his night's sleep. I'm seeing stuff like Bo Nickel made Khamzat Chimaev run away. That Khamzat is afraid of guys like Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa, Bo Nickel. And I want to tell those guys that did we forget that we were drooling to see this fight? We needed to see this fight. We were drooling like dogs to see this fight. And this was a great idea. I wanted to see this fight. And when Khamzat, because it takes two people to make this fight happen. That's Colby and Khamzat. And when we got one to agree, to approve, we rejected it. And why? Khamzat finally wants to fight Colby, and now we're rejecting the idea. Why are we doing that? And Khamzat put himself in this position by tweeting out 185 smash emoji, I don't know, disabled starfish. And when he tweeted that, fans were excited because finally we might get to see Paulo Costa versus Khamzat. And that was the only fight that people wanted to see at 185. People like Paulo Costa wanted to see that fight. Everybody wanted to see that fight. I wanted to see that fight. Because Paulo Costa was the primary sort of, pusher of that idea. And when Khamzat sort of acknowledged the idea of 185, fans were quick to hop into the bandwagon. And when I said everybody wanted to see that fight, everybody except Khamzat wanted to see that fight, because the only reason that he would be fighting Paulo is he wants to fight for the title at 185. And by the time that he's done fighting Paulo at 185, his title shot would probably be available. Kamaru versus Leon probably would have already occurred. And there probably would have already been a winner. And the incentive was coming into the Diaz fight was the incentive for Chimaev was whoever won that fight was gonna be fighting for the title. They were gonna be the quote-unquote number one contender. And I assume number one contender means that, they're gonna fight for the title. And when Dana White said that, he said that before the Kamaru versus Leon head kick occurred. And the incentive didn't change. Dana White didn't take the idea back. And he was talking about how whoever wins this will be the number one contender. But when Kamaru was going to be obviously the number one contender, he didn't take the idea back. So by the time that he fights Paulo, his title shot would probably already be available. Now, of course, there's people that would reject the idea of him getting a title shot after Kamaru wins. But that was the original plan. If he didn't miss weight, he would still be fighting for the title after the Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards 3 outcome happened. And when Khamzat tweeted 185, I think that was just him dipping his toes into the water. Because I think he was looking for people that would love the idea of Israel Adesanya versus him. But that is what he couldn't get. All the tweets was finally we're gonna get Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev. But of course Paulo Costa, Khamzat, wanted to fight Israel Adesanya. He doesn't want to fight Paulo Costa. Because by the time that he's done with Paulo Costa, he's gonna be fighting for the welterweight belt. He could be fighting for the welterweight belt. I mean, imagine if he fights Paulo, he can now fight for the middleweight belt, but then Pereira knocks out Adesanya. Or beat him. If Pereira does beat him, it would probably be KO, so I'll just tell you, KO. He's probably not gonna get the title shot at middleweight. So what's the point of fighting Paulo Costa? If there's a possibility that Pereira could beat Adesanya. And there's some people that would tell you that Pereira beats Adesanya, because right now it's a bit 50-50 or 49-51 in the direction of Adesanya, because it's a bit hard to say who's going to win. And Khamzat put himself in this position. Okay? It's his fault why fans doesn't want to see him fight Colby Covington. It's because he dipped his toes into the pool of 185, and fans were hoping that they would see him jump into the pool. But that was just him dipping his toes into the water. He wasn't actually gonna jump into the pool. He was gonna see if people would like that idea. If people would like the idea of him, if people would be talking about him fighting Adesanya. And he didn't get that. So now he's gone off to the next best thing, which is Colby Covington. And people rejected that idea. And I don't know why, because I still want to see this fight. If I'm not getting Paulo Costa versus Khamzat, I would go to the next best thing. And that's this man right here fighting Khamzat Chimaev. Who wouldn't want to see Colby Covington versus Khamzat? Oh no, we don't want to see that fight. We want to see him fight Paulo. Then we want to see him fight Bonical. I'm telling you right now, those fights are not gonna happen. 10 days ago, of that 185 tweet of Khamzat, 10 days ago, his coach said that we're not moving up 185. We're not gonna move up 185 because we can make weight at 170, and we showed that because we made weight more than we missed weight at 170. And he's correct, because it's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And they've only been fooled once. If they missed weight twice, shame on them. Shame on him. But they only missed weight once, so the reason that Andreas Michael had is that we made weight more than once. We can do it again. And that was reasonable because they only missed weight once. They had problems more than once, but they only missed weight once on the scale. And now, and 12 days before Andres Michael said that, Khamzat said that he's gonna go back home, he's gonna talk to Andres Michael, see what the plan is. And then Andres Michael, 2 days after Khamzat said that at the post-fight press conference, said on the MMA Hour that no, we're not gonna move up 185. And the tweet that Khamzat said 185 smash emoji was just him dipping his toes into the water. Now I thought about this, that this 185 tweet could mean anything, and I was correct. This wasn't him saying that he's gonna move up 185, this was just him dipping his toes into the water. And when fans didn't see him jump into the pool, they rejected the idea. But they're forgetting that we could get the next best thing, which is not far from the best thing. Okay? Paulo Costa versus Khamzat is good because of the beef. And of course, we wanted to see that fight to see if Khamzat Chimaev can deal with somebody that is equally strong than he is, or much stronger than he is, because he's always had a strength advantage against welterweight guys. So we wanted to see the Paulo Costa fight, but if we're not gonna get that, well, I'm gonna settle for the next best thing. I mean, why should we cry over spilled milk? I mean, just because that milk that was spilled was way more expensive, there's still another milk. It may not be almond milk, but it's still milk. I'd take any milk, whether it's from another nipple. And I think that's what's happening right now. People are crying that they're not gonna see Paulo Costa versus Khamzat, or Bo Nickel versus Khamzat, or Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat. But if we're not gonna get any of those fights, then I'm gonna settle for Colby Covington versus Khamzat. But people reject that idea. And we shouldn't reject that idea, because not even months ago we wanted to see this fight. So we should stop bringing pitchforks, and we should start popping confetti in the room, because now we're getting Colby versus Khamzat. Now we should be tweeting Colby versus Khamzat, let's go, let's get it. LFG, life's fucking good. I mean, I'm sure that's not what that means. I think it's a let's fucking go. But you get what I'm trying to say, because I still want to see this fight. Okay? And it's not the fans' fault that Khamzat is not getting celebrated for finally taking this Colby Covington fight, because he's now dipped his toes into the water, and people thought that he was gonna jump into the pool. And to me, that had to happen. He had to dip his toes into the water to see if he can get a fight at middleweight, a title shot. And when people wanted to see him fight Paulo Costa, he said, nah, I'm out of there. I'm gonna be going for the next best thing, which is Colby Covington. And we need to look at that as him finally taking this fight. We need to take a look at this and go, that's Khamzat doing a great job, because finally we're getting what we want. And we need to stop complaining. Because if we're not gonna get the best thing, I'm fine settling for the next best thing. You know, like I'm fine settling with something that's maybe equally better, but I'm sure not better than Paulo Costa versus Khamzat. I'm fine seeing this fight. And I think we should start to preach that.